Hello everyone and welcome to the London Craftsman channel. I don't know if you watched last week's video, but it was all about my ultimate workbench. It looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but because it's been used, it's messy, and this is the way it generally is. Always got stuff on it. So this video is going to be one that's not being edited, so if I make mistakes, I'm going to leave them in, okay? It's just quick and easy for me to put this video out. Anyway, today I'm going to be making a video about clamping, okay? So because last week it was all about the ultimate workbench, the whole entire bench, okay? I told you about how it all worked. I'm going to try and explain all the different aspects of the bench, clamping system, the cyclone system, the vacuum, all the machines, everything like that, one by one, hopefully, and give you a little detailed video on each piece. So today is all about the clamping. Okay, let's head over here, get the video started. Right guys, so we're here. This is the main part of the bench. I say this is the main part. This is the part where me or Sean like to be. This is like the biggest space. It's wider here than it is over there. But this is where we kind of do all our clamping. Don't know why, because you could do it anywhere on the bench, to be honest. So the main parts of this bench, okay, three parts, okay. Firstly, you've got the dog holes. Dog holes on the top for clamping. Second part is the channel for your clamps to run in. And then third part are the dog holes on the sides. Okay, we're going to be running through all three parts. Don't go anywhere. Right, so we don't necessarily need a vise as such. We haven't got a vise, an old school vise on this bench, because we don't do general carpentry. We do furniture making, and in that case, we don't really need to plane away bits of timber. We don't need a big old vise. We just need dog holes and a clamping system on the side. So we've got a selection of clamps. These clamps have got the funny section at the top. They are perfect to run inside channels, okay? We're going to show you those in just a minute, and they are also perfect for slotting into your dog hole like so. Right, dog holes are the perfect way of clamping. It just means you can clamp anywhere on your bench. A really tough purchase. So let's push that down all the way to the bottom, and we can just use the ratchet on this clamp. Solid as a rock, okay? This thing's not going anywhere. Probably pick up the bench with it. Maybe not. It weighs about half a ton, probably more. So yeah, these are the clamps that I like to use, okay? They work perfectly with the channel on the side, and they work perfectly with these dog holes that we have. Two different types. They're basically the same. They've got the same tip, okay? And I will leave links in the description for these. These are Bessie copies. These are the best clamps I've probably ever used, the ratchet ones. And these are more old school. They've got the turny bits at the bottom. So they will work in the channels and the dog holes. And ultimately, we want to either clamp to the top or to the side. Right, so imagine we've got a job on. We need to do some biscuiting, some slots, anything that you like. We don't really want to do any work without clamping that piece of material down. So you could just simply get your ratchet clamp. You can slot it into a dog hole, pivot it, put your workpiece in place, and a couple of clicks, and away you go. Nice and tough. Don't need to worry about that piece of material moving on you. So that is the first way that we use the dog holes, okay? We don't generally use them in any other way other than what you just see, but they are very versatile. Right, so the second method is the channel system and the dowel system. It's kind of like a two-in-one. I know I said we got three ways of clamping. Well, not clamping, but three types on this bench. Channel and the dowels work together. I'm going to show you this. Okay, say we've got a big piece of material. Say we've got a big long door we want to edge. We need to support that. You're thinking, well, am I going to balance it on the top? How am I going to fix that piece of timber on the top? If we haven't got a vise, we need a versatile clamping system. So this is where these dowels come in handy. Dog holes on the sides of the bench. Bertie, if you could show the dog holes on the sides of the bench. And we've just got 20mm dowels that slot into those, okay? Nice and simple. Don't need to over-engineer that. It's just holes with dowels in. You can get your workpiece, and then you can just drop it on your dowels. There we go. That is supporting the load, okay? That will take a ton of weight. Then all we then need to do is slide our clamps into the channels. So just for the moment, let me just put that down, and I will show you that if we put one clamp in backwards and then one clamp in forwards, we've got the perfect clamping system. You can see here, these tips will go in the clamps. You can probably see it better that way. Okay, they just slot in, sorry, the clamps, they slot into the channels really, really well. Yeah, okay, so this is the way they work. They can slide in backwards or they can slide in forwards. It doesn't really matter as long as, well, not as long as, they just will go in anyway. So we're going to slide in one in backwards all the way, okay, past that dowel. And then we're going to do one more on this side so we are prepared for that panel, right? So that is prepared, ready to take this panel. So now we've got the dowels in the right system. We've got different increment holes. You can have them at any increments. I wanted them to look nice for my workbench, so I didn't overdo it. I'm going to pick up my piece of material, and you can drop that on the dowels, like so. Yeah, on the dowels. Yeah. And then we simply push these clamps in. And then we just click this back twice, or even 3 times, whatever you want. And have a look over here, you can see the detail. They just work really nicely there. And let's go ahead and do the other side. We're going to slide that in. We're going to push this forward. And then we're just going to pull this back. It's so satisfying. We could do one more. Oh, that's nice. And then I could probably go, shall I do a demo? Right, I'm going to show you how solid this is, all right? Look, I'm on the workpiece. So, solid as a rock. I risked my life for you there, by the way, guys. That is another way, because we like to use the iron-on edger. We've got this Veritex edger, although it's not assembled. We've got the paintable edging that we can click on there, and then we can just get our workpiece in the right position, edge our piece, unclick, slide that away, even just unclick this. Look, I'm not even going to touch the workpiece. I could just leave it like that, and then that is loose. I then lift this up. Say I've got 10 of the same piece. Yeah, I can then go and get the next piece, slide it in, and do repetitive work. One click. You don't even need 2 clamps. You just do one. And that is the clamping system on my bench. It's as simple as that. Very, very versatile. You don't need to use these dowels if you don't want to. If you've got a small piece, just bring this clamp all the way over. I can demo that right now for you. Let's just take this off for you. And let's go ahead and get a small piece. Right. You can just simply just clamp that in. It doesn't have to have a dowel underneath it. And then we go ahead, slide that over. Remember, there's no editing on this, so I'm not trying to make this simpler and cut out bits. It is what it is. And I'll probably stand on that too, but maybe not. Give it a go. Got work tomorrow. So there we go. That's the clamping system. There is nothing more to it. It's dowels, dog holes, channels. Hopefully I'll leave some bits and pieces in the description for you guys. Make sure you like and leave a comment. It'd be great to leave a comment because that helps the video go up in views, and YouTube will go, yeah, that's a good video. I'm going to give it some more views. So if you found it helpful, do all that for me. Thanks, guys. Other than that, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Have a great Friday. See you next Friday. Take it easy. Ciao for now.